we'll wait a few minutes for people to get in because I know there was a few people that looks like we got 5 participants logging in. So Arada, welcome. David, welcome. Dries, Eddie, Marius. Looks like we're getting quite a few people streaming in, so we'll give everybody a chance to get in before we get started. So appreciate you taking the time to come join us on a Sunday afternoon. For those of you that don't know, I'm Derek Jones, and you've got with us Blaze Uba, Simon Greenog, and Kevin Byrne.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hello.
We'll just give everybody just a couple more minutes. I did receive, you're welcome to put into the chat questions that you've got. Also, I received a number of questions via email, so we'll address those as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we will go from there. Deepak, welcome. Okay. Give this just another couple minutes and then we'll get going. All right, we'll tell you what, it's 2:09 now. We'll start at 2:10. We'll give everybody about another minute. If they're not here on time, then oh well. They can watch the replay. Because we know we all love replays.
We do.
And let me get my questions up. And what I'll do is we'll take the questions that show up in the chat and QA areas first, and then we'll go to my email, and I can go through those. All right. Let's see.
I think we should just take a few of the questions I have here right now with me.
You want to do that? All right.
So
take it away.
Yeah, let's take a few of the questions.
Okay.
Okay, let me just paste it on my notes and we can find it. Okay, so I have this question. I don't have the names. Derek?
Oh, I'll tell you the names. What's the, are you taking them in the order I sent them to you?
Yeah, but let me just, let's just read the questions and later we can get to the name. So when do you expect the mainnet to be launched? Still 2019? Or has it been moved forward because Bezop has making such wonderful progress?
Okay, that's from Harry.
Okay, so so about that, well, about networks, about setting up mainnet and testnet. Of course, we have to develop a testnet first and allow people to set up their nodes and allow the nodes to sync and a lot of other things, right? So we need a testnet for a few months before we can officially call it a mainnet. We can't just jump into a mainnet without testing the waters first. So I think 2019 is still a very reasonable time for the mainnet. Right now, we are focusing on trying to get the Bezop Dome perfect. We published an update today about an update. There's a few design updates and some technical fixes, some bug fixes.
Blaze, has that already gone out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's live right now.
Okay.
Okay, so here's another question. Is 5,000 BZ still the amount required to run a node for the Bezop network when the mainnet does get launched? Okay, actually, it's the proposed amount of tokens to have a master node is actually 10,000 BZ, but it actually depends on when we are launching. All these things are proposals that we laid out initially in our white paper. So if our white paper is going to get revised, we might make that 5,000, we might make it 20,000, but the average amount you should expect is 10,000.
Blaze, you froze up.
What we have laid down now. So it all depends on where the, okay, hello.
Yeah, you're going to need to repeat because you froze up for that entire response.
Okay, so let me take the question again. The question is 5,000 BZ still the amount required to run a node for the Bezop network when the mainnet does get launched? That's the question. Now, the answer is that in our white paper, we stated that 10,000 is the minimum required to own a masternode. For one masternode is 10,000 BZ. However, if we do make any modifications to this number, if we make any new versions of the white paper, we will have to inform everyone. But right now, it still sits at 10,000. It's still 10,000 BZ to own a masternode. Okay, so let's let's get to the next question. I think we have another question. Bezop's newsletter has been quoting Amazon a lot in the first few weekly newsletters, but no one has been quite sure what exactly Bezop is trying to say. Can you tell us in clearest possible language what Amazon got to do with Bezop and in what exact ways Amazon's shareholder meeting later this month would be a good news for Bezop? Well, actually, the truth is that Bezop is an e-commerce platform on the cryptocurrency space. Amazon is an e-commerce platform mostly dominating the fiat space. So yeah, I think it has everything to do with Amazon because this is gonna be a major stuff. Since you can think of it as if you have cryptocurrency, definitely you've always sort of, okay, I'm gonna try to buy something, right? I'm gonna try to buy a product with my Bitcoin or with my Ethereum. Now with Bezop, it allows you to buy stuff not just from us, but from other vendors. And similarly, Amazon allows people to sell with fiat. Now, if we are gonna accept fiat, which is very likely we will do, and maybe convert that fiat into Bezop to as well help the Bezop token, this is also going to be a major disruption of the e-commerce industry. So this is why we always mention Amazon, or you always hear Amazon when you mention Bezop. It's not that they are directly related, but generally it's an e-commerce. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes. Mm-hmm. We can hear you, Blaze.
Okay, so generally it's an e-commerce solution.
Blaze.
Similarly, Amazon is an e-commerce solution as well. So both of them are related in terms of the e-commerce aspect. Okay.
Blaze,
okay, so I have one more
comment.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why.
Okay, sure.
One of the reasons why we mentioned the 27th, which is basically their shareholder meeting, is because Amazon is investing a tremendous amount of money in research dealing with blockchain and other crypto technologies. And there is quite a bit of discussion that on the 27th, now this was before, and I haven't seen anything revised since, but this was before the significant decline of the crypto market in general. When it was at its peak, there was discussions that on the 27th, they were going to announce that they're beginning to accept cryptocurrencies. So right now, nobody knows whether or not on the 27th or whether they're going to delay that to a future shareholder meeting. But if you think about Amazon coming out and saying, okay, now we're going to start accepting cryptocurrencies, and we were already on the market operating as a fully integrated blockchain e-commerce solution, it's only beneficial to us because what Amazon will then do is draw a lot more traffic, a lot more mainstream traffic into the space. And since we're already there, free to use, simple to set up, etc., it would be natural for a lot of people to potentially then come to us. So that's the advantage.
We'll capitalize on that. No, it's really good.
Right.
Okay, so okay, well said, Derek. So okay, next we'll jump over to the next question, and then I will head over to BIP that we introduced today. Okay, as Bezop's Binance application is it still pending in a pending status? Really, we can't really comment on the status of exchanges, but Yeah, of course, it's definitely still pending since it's either pending or approved. So it's definitely still pending. So, okay, so finally, would Bezop launch a testnet before a mainnet? Of course, that's very true. Bezop will have to launch a testnet to test all the network features and how it will scale before we can jump to a mainnet. So that's it for the questions we have here right now. So I want to quickly touch up the BIP. Derek, do you want to take a lead on that? BIP we introduced to the Bezop improvement proposal.
Say that again?
The Bezop improvement proposal on Medium. Do you want to take up that, or should I just go on? And
No, go ahead. I'll jump in.
All right. Okay, perfect. So the Bezop improvement proposal, it's a fancy way of saying that we are now accepting proposals from the community to try to improve Bezop in ways you guys like, in the way the community finds fit. So right now I'm looking at it. We have a couple of things every community, every token holder can participate in, can contribute in. Basically, you can send us proposals for potential partnerships. You can advise us on partnership opportunities. You can tell us a way we can rebuild the Bezop Dome to look better graphically, and maybe provide us some code if you like. As well, you can even give us ideas for our network. Right now, we have the Rainbow Cipher, which we are still researching into, and of course, we're going to implement. Okay, so you can as well send in marketing improvement ideas, how you feel we need to improve our marketing, because many of the investors and most token holders right now may actually feel that Bezop is lacking in terms of marketing, but really we are not actually. It's just that we need a great angle to jump into the marketing, and as well, we are in a strong bear market now generally for cryptocurrencies. So most marketing we do right now will be a waste. But we have some things in the works, and Simon Green is going to. I think he's going to do a great work on that. Hey Simon, how are you? He's going to do a great work on that. So generally, we have a few rules. Okay, Simon, jump on. Tell us about yourself, okay?
Yeah, okay. So, been involved in the internet marketing industry and quite predominantly e-commerce for the last 2 years, but internet marketing going back about the last 10 years. Done a lot of product launches, been involved in running a lot of paid traffic, video marketing campaigns. Myself and Kevin have partnered on probably in the region of 75 different software launches that we've run over the last 8 years or so. So I've done a lot as far as, software that is aimed at people who sell online. So that's why, when I heard about the Bezop project, I was really excited about getting involved, because it was basically just like the next step up, the next level up from what I've been doing for the last few years. So really excited to be part of the team.
Very cool.
All right, that's great. Very nice. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So we have a couple of rules. The rules don't really tie you down to what you can do, but it's just like a general guideline to what you can do and what you can't do, right? So, and the rules can be updated at any time. You can change the rules depending on how people use it. So you can only submit one proposal per week. Literally, you can write anything in any class, any of the classes from the class 1 to class 5. Okay, so if you need to edit your proposal, you may need to wait for the next week, because we'll be getting a lot of proposals. Like, we have to be getting a lot of proposals, and if one person submits too many, it's gonna be one in many, right? So only token holders are allowed to submit a proposal. So that's also to limit the amount of proposals we receive. Okay, so you can't send us one paragraph or one line proposals. Actually, your proposal you need an argument. You need a definition, an argument, and a solution for it to be a proposal. Else we'll have to automatically delete it, because it wouldn't make any much sense to us, right? Okay, so as well, your proposals they need to be feasible. They need to be very detailed as well. Okay, so finally, I think on the basis of acceptance, if we accept your proposal, we will then push it for implementation. So I think only one proposal gets implemented at a time. From all the ones we select, only one gets implemented. And so that's, but we're going to put up the link so you can go and read up the BIP and how it works, gain from this. So, okay, Derek, so take on.
Okay, so what we'll put together is a write-up for everybody that will clearly define what the program is, how it works, basically encapsulating everything that Blaze just covered. I'll put it out in probably in one of the weekly reports as well as a separate posting so everybody has the information and knows exactly what to do.
I'm going to forward you the link, Derek, so you can sort of like send it. How do you send it to them? It's on Medium already.
Yeah, we can just direct them to Medium.
Okay.
So that's it. Okay. We have some new questions that are coming in. So looks like we just got, let's see if there's another one. Looks like that's a repeat. Deepak, I can't tell if you're asking if you'd like to know about Bezop master nodes, how it's going to be, how we need to do the setup. Do we need any other investment other than buying and holding 5,000 Bezop, and how much earning we should expect?
We can answer that again, no problem with that. Okay, so as I said earlier, right now from the white paper, you need at least 10,000 Bezops to have a master node. So if that number is going to change down to, is going to be reduced to 5,000, that would all depend on on going forward. So if we have to publish a new version of the white paper, then we may want to reduce that number to 5,000. But right now it's 10,000. I don't see it going down at all. I don't see it going down from that number.
Okay. We've got a question from Chris Randall. Hey, Chris, how you doing? I know you and I have talked a few times. And he's asking if one of you guys can walk us through the marketing strategy, when you're going to implement it, and talk a little bit about some of the tactics that you think you will take.
Okay, so Chris, we want to talk about the marketing strategy, but right now, as we said, we have things in the works. Okay, so it's not right to just come up and tell you everything about what we have in the works. We have competitors as well, right? So most of you already know that. So we have things in the works, and for those things to come out unique, we just can't spill out everything we have in the works, okay? But in time, you're gonna know about Bezop, okay?
So we're keeping a lid on it, keeping it secret, so when it comes out, it's gonna blast the market. Is that right?
Exactly. We have a lot of things in the works, but we can't just come and spill everything to everyone. We have competitors as well. So,
Chris, the one thing I will tell you is that, and I know you guys really want to know and are anxious to know, what the strategies are going to be to help, our position. And what you need to it's not that we're not doing anything. Right now, we're putting all of our focus on the product because simply the fact is the market is, down. And until we see a sustained lift in the market, when it would make sense to actually start spending money on the marketing and to actually execute on some of the marketing tactics that we've got in mind, it's kind of pointless. It'll just be, it'll be money burned. So we're waiting to see a sustained lift in the market. So. Blaze, in terms of the VIP program, can that for these guys? Can that include? Is that just pure engineering, or does that include other things like public relations ideas, marketing ideas, etc.? Is it just pure product?
Yeah, of course. It allows the community to fully participate in Bezop moving forward. Okay, so it's not just all about or engineering, you can ask who we are going to partner with. No problem. We're going to do that, right? So you can as well tell us how you want us to improve the design of the Bezop Dome. If you're a graphic, if you're a front-end designer, you can as well tell us how you want us to improve the processes. Maybe you have a way to transmit data or something, any way at all that we, in terms of the back end, that you want us to implement, that's also fine. In terms of the network aspect, you can advise us on what you want us to do on the network specifically. If you want us to implement maybe atomic swap, anything you want, you just let us know, right? So in terms of marketing improvements, okay, so you can as well tell us, hey, do this for the marketing, do that. I think we have George already talking about marketing as well, and that's very good. And then exchange listing opportunities, you can as well give us some insights on that. So,
okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? Let's see. Yep. Okay. So the next question is Bezop merchants. You indicated a lot of merchants trailing Bezop through a partner employee. My comment was that actually, Kevin, I was talking about your business, that how strong your business is in terms of e-commerce. You mentioned one of the other. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you brought to the table in terms of your existing business and customer reach and so on?
Well, as you know, we have a master's in e-commerce, which helps, and from there we've developed a number of software businesses and moved on to developing many e-commerce brands along the same lines as Simon. And we can very easily, using tactics, tap into markets that are very specific to what we are involved in. And from there, we can basically grow further into using, let's say, 1% lookalike audiences and develop along the lines of, what am I trying to say now?
I think it's our because Kevin and I have also been involved a lot in the internet marketing industry as well. One thing that we have is relationships with lots of other people like us that are in the sort of internet marketing niche, or that have their own stores. So guys like Ricky Mateka, guys like Travis Patel, these guys that have massive audiences of, for example, I'm actually good friends with Travis Patel and Ricky Mateka. These guys have huge audiences of people who are, they have, between them, I guess, that their audiences have thousands of Shopify stores, and the aim is to get Bezop in front of all these people. And that's one thing that I'm really excited about over the coming months, is really pushing it in front of these audiences that we've been in front of for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was referring to, Chris, is being able to get Bezop in front of these audiences that these guys have. It can't help but drive a significant user base for us, because look at what we're offering. We're offering a free e-commerce platform. Exactly. Easy to use, and it's going to be, well, it's already the first of its kind on blockchain. So it's something that we think we can get a strong migration to.
I mean, the fact it's free as well, when you compare it to existing solutions that are out there, is a massive selling point. And also, we've talked about training people that come in to use it on the marketing strategies that we've used in our own e-commerce businesses as well. So it's just a win-win for everyone involved with it, really.
Okay. Deepak's asking, I am a manual and database tester. In any way, can I participate and work for Bezop?
Okay. That's great to hear, Deepak. Okay. Well, it all depends on if we have a hiring program coming up very soon. But once we do, I'm sure that we would announce that to everyone. But definitely, it's something we would need, a DB tester. I think you can never run out of testers, So I think you should put through an email to research, and we would see what we can do.
Okay, so he's asking, can you explain how Bezop would actually work for someone who wants to sell products?
How Bezop? Okay, let me pull up the question. Okay. Well, okay, so the Bezop Dome right now allows you to actually sell products. Even though it says it's in beta, but the smart contracts are fully deployed and it allows you to sell products. So here's how it works. If you jump into the system right now, you create a product. It allows other vendors to approve your product because really all your products can just be approved straight up, right? So other vendors can approve your product. And once it's approved, if you remember, a vendor will need to register with their wallet through MetaMask. So once you are already on the contract. Now, when a user, when a customer, a client comes to your product after it gets listed and clicks buy and checks out from your product, the funds, whatever funds they send, they deposit or they send goes into the smart contract under your wallet address. That's how it works. It goes into the smart under your wallet address, right? And when you deliver that product, once you deliver that product and the buyer receives it and says, okay, I've received this product, the merchant gets to receive the money, receive the Bezop tokens. Okay, the merchant receive the Bezop tokens. Alternatively, if the buyer does not approve, after a period of time, maybe they just ignore it, they don't talk about it, they don't look it up, it gets approved automatically after a period of time. So the buyer either approves or they dispute the transaction. Now, if they dispute the transaction moves into a part of the smart contract called the dispute resolution contract. Okay. Now, in this region, everyone, not just it's not a lot to specific people. Anyone at all can be a dispute agent. So I can show you the link from the vendors panel. If you enter it, you can become a dispute agent at any time, and you can see all cases, all orders that are in dispute. Now, each of them you open, you'll be able to talk with both the merchant and the buyer and the customer, and you'll be able to resolve the dispute. End of the day, you resolve it in favor of either the merchant or the vendor. So that's how it works.
David, did that answer your question? And if you haven't had a chance, you should definitely log into the system and look around. It's at beta.bezop.io. Any more questions? Guys, we're here for you, so if you've got any questions, please ask. Who is going to approve the merchants?
Okay. The admin actually approves the merchants. Just because there might be malicious merchants, the admin approves the merchants. So we have to do that one manually from our own end, just to filter out. And the admin as well can disable a merchant right now. So except if we find a way, an alternative process behind this way to allow other vendors to approve merchants in a secured way and to disable merchants in a secured way, I think the admin can manage that for now.
So if I can rephrase, Blaze, one of the things you're looking at then potentially is an automated mechanism for the merchants to be approved or rejected, through the community.
Yeah, exactly. If another thing we are working on is that's why we have the BIP, because the BIP allows you to, like right now, you just ask this question: who is going to approve the merchants? You can make it into a BIP, into a proposal, and you suggest to us a system where you find perfect for merchant approval. But right now, what we have is we allow the admins to approve the merchants I think because not every merchant is going to come here to want to sell very nice products, right? So we just allow the admins to approve merchants for now.
Any more questions? Okay, guys. I'll give you another couple of seconds to think of some questions if you've got them. Otherwise, we'll take some closing comments from anybody who wants to make them. But here's your chance. Let's see if I've got some on the board over here. Let's see. We do have one question about an issue with receiving his tokens. Just make sure you send an email to admin@bezop.io. It does get read, and I think we answered like 4,000 of them last month, please.
Yeah, of course. Actually, here's the thing with the tokens. Okay, I can tell you that 99.9% of everyone has gotten their tokens. Now, if you are in the 0.1%, then it might actually be that you sent ETH from an exchange, or alternatively, it might also be that you provided us with a wallet address that you wanted to change, or maybe it's an exchange wallet address, and by that time it's already too late. But either way, we can see what we will do for you. What we are trying to do is we are trying to organize some sort of a little program back end where we try to
Blaze, you locked up completely. We didn't hear anything.
Even if initially added an address from an exchange. Okay, so hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we
hello, can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to organize a program that sort of allows us to maybe consider people fairly, not for situations where you outrightly put a wrong address, but at least for some people, at least they have a fairly small amount of tokens, or a fair amount of tokens. We can try to make up for that and maybe give up some of our tokens to those people.
Sorry, guys.
Couple more questions. Typhoon's asking, since Facebook banned cryptocurrency advertising, how are you guys planning on doing the marketing?
Guys, I can answer that one. All right. Facebook may well have banned advertising for cryptocurrencies. I know they have. But they've also, over the last few months, made it extremely difficult for pretty much anybody advertising. I personally think that Facebook are going down a model of making advertising so expensive that pretty much all you're going to see in the newsfeed over the next year, 2 years is going to be, it's going to end up being like watching your TV. So you're going to see adverts for BMW, for Coca-Cola, and the average person that's selling something for quite a low price, you're going to struggle to see any adverts at all for that. So although cryptocurrency itself might have been quote unquote banned, it's actually difficult for pretty much anybody, the average person, to be advertising on Facebook right now. The answer to the question is Facebook is just like Google was 8 years ago when they banned affiliate marketers on AdWords. Google and Facebook is a tiny part of the internet. There is a big world out there, and Facebook is not the be all and end all. And if your business relies on Facebook or Google, then you don't have a business.
Okay, Simon, can I interrupt you a little bit?
Yeah.
I like that question. The truth is that we don't even have to advertise a cryptocurrency. We just have to advertise the e-commerce platform. Because
exactly.
all we need, we just have to advertise the e-commerce platform. We don't even have to promote a cryptocurrency.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, can you outline your reason for the GitHub $80 million market cap before release, and why release your code?
All right. The same reason why we don't want to have a Bezop Cash or all those stuffs, right? Or Bezop Lite. So we want to, right now you can check the market. The market is all crazy and all those stuffs, So you can see someone release their code, and next week someone creates Bezop Gold. You getting it? So right now, as I said, we have every code intact, and it's just a thing of competition. So it's not that we can't release it, but it's just a thing of competition. We can't just throw ourselves out there fully. But we are working on that, and we assure you we'll release it in time, in proper time. Okay. So.
Okay, and David Schaefer asks, how much is McAfee actually involved with Bezop? And will he have a more visual role in the future?
Okay, John McAfee is actually the Bezop advisor for strategy. So his role is to help us plan strategy. So that's how involved he is, and we hope to see him. I think he's already very well and deeply involved because he helps us make some very critical decisions as well. So I think he's very involved in it. So,
okay. Any more, guys?
Yeah, guys, you have to bring your questions. We don't do this very often, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're here for you guys. Just bring your questions and we'll answer.
Not really getting this one. When moon? Let's see. All right, guys, come on. Any more questions? We got about another 15 minutes available to you guys. If you've got any questions, now's the time.
Okay. I think there's a question from, I think that's what you.
Oh, there's one more here. Another one about masternodes.
Okay, so the question is about masternodes
available for use.
All right. Okay, so for masternodes to work, we need to be on our own network. Not a testnet, but actually the main net. Now, what I can tell you about this is that this is coming 2019, right? However, at the moment, we may be able to work out a way, because I've seen that question a lot of times. And one thing I don't like telling people is no, you have to wait till 2019, all those stuff. So we may be able to work out a way to do smart contracts and run a masternode, a kind of like a virtual masternode while you wait for the actual network. Okay, so I don't know how that sounds, but we may be able to build a virtual way to run the masternode right now.
Okay. We've got another question. I can't tell who it's from, but it's how many tokens does the core team hold?
Okay, that's a nice question. It's fully laid out on the website, on the Bezop.io website, so you can just check out the token distribution and.
Yeah, just to echo what Blaze just said, it's visible up on the website. That's what we hold. I'm
not sure the exact number.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it either. And we're holding on to them. So, hopefully, like the rest of you, we're in it for the long haul.
Yeah. But what we have actually done is we've been able to buy back over at least over 3.9 million tokens. That's nearly 4 million tokens. That's one of the big things we've been able to do. And we are still buying back tokens as time goes on.
Any more questions, guys? Okay. Well, I don't know. If there's no more questions, are there any final comments anybody wants to make? Oh, here we go. So what is the team currently working on right now?
Okay. So right now, the team is still working on, as we said, right now we are in the better stages of the Bezop Dome. And it's not just all about working on beta and jumping to something else. It's not really how the development goes. You have the Q&A, you have the string testing, you have a lot of testing to do, So right now, what we are trying to do is to make this better. What we're trying to do is to make this better stable, is to push this better to a stable version. And then there are so many other things in the works. And sending out applications to exchanges over and over again. And so many other things to try to iron out, trying to secure some good partnerships and many things. So we are really actually working ourselves out here like 24/7. It's not going to get easier than you understand. It's moving forward. It never gets easier. So we're really working on lots of things.
Would you make any additional token burns?
Okay, Jamal. We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. But right now we've burnt. I don't think I don't know of any ICO that burnt the amount of tokens we burnt. I don't know, maybe there are out there, but I think we burnt over 71 million tokens, if not more. I think if not, we burnt about 71 million tokens.
How many developers are actually working on the product?
Okay, right now we have about 5 developers right now working on the Bezop, just the Bezop Dome. Okay, so.
Okay, and can you guys just let us know before John McAfee tweets? I don't think anybody can let anybody know before John McAfee tweets. That's like saying, can I let you know before President Trump tweets? Check your tweets every morning. Anything else?
About the developers as well, what we're doing is we're trying to only select people we need. We don't want to jump out there and excessively burn out funds. Right now, even you can as well tell that the market is not so good. So we don't want to jump out there and hire 20 developers and quickly burn out, because a blockchain developer can become very expensive, you know.
Yeah.
So
Blaze, can I make a comment along those lines? You know, when we ran through the ICO, we ran through it at one of the worst times you could probably run an ICO, which is through the Christmas holidays. We ended the ICO at the peak of the frickin' market when everything was at its absolute tops. And then literally about a week or so later, the market basically plummets. And so it cuts, you know, by more than half what you know, the funds are potentially available to us. And it changed our entire strategy, because we had to realize that, you know what, we can't start putting, spending money the way we had originally expected to spend it, to drive development, to drive marketing, and to do all these activities, because we had to guard the funds. We had to protect the funds that we had. We didn't know how much farther the market was going to go. So the fact that through that time period, we were able to get out what we were able to get out, and actually be able to release a full functioning beta version of the product ahead of schedule, within a month and a half of the original release, is pretty incredible, I think. And Chris Randall says, well done, guys, you're doing a great job. So I'll throw that out there so you guys can hear that as well. And can you commit to running a live webinar, say, on a monthly basis? I don't have any problems running webinars monthly. I mean, Blaze, do you have any problems coming on live once a month?
Well, we don't have any problem doing that.
As long as you guys have questions. You got to have questions for us. Otherwise, we just sit around looking at each other.
Not just about having questions. One thing I want you guys to know is that Bezop is not just a team where we come and market ourselves or come here
Blaze, you're locked up again.
Or answer questions. We actually, okay. Can you hear me now?
Now we hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so I say that we are very dedicated, every one of us, and what we, instead of we would run a webinar. We are coming here. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people pitch, and all they have is just a roadmap, and nothing gets
every
done.
time you go get to your answer, Blaze, you lock up. Just to throw out a couple of more questions that are on here. One is, what's next on the card, and do you have any possible partnerships with vendors?
Okay, so we trust me when I say we are really pushing this boundary. So we are really pushing it. We can't give that in-depth details on the partnerships, on what we are doing. But yes, we are sure pushing it. And what's next on the card is to finish up the testing of the Bezop beta and make our improvements. And hopefully we jump to the network, to the test net. Right? In fact, I can give you guys a hint, a secret now. we're actually already working on the test net. So that's the secret I'm just revealing to you. But right now, let's assume we're not working on the test net. We still have to finish up the Bezop Dome, the beta version, and make sure we move it to a stable version. And of course, move on to the network.
Awesome. Chris said if we can't do it monthly, at least quarterly. What we could, Chris, what we could commit to is we'll hold regular webinars as we've got information to get out, and as we get enough questions that have come in that we feel like it makes sense for us to get online and report, we'll commit to doing that. Of course, the weekly reports will continue, so you'll constantly get those updates. And otherwise, you got my email address, so you can always write me. I try to keep everybody else's email addresses buried simply because their focus is getting on the work, and so I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help keep them so they can focus on their work. So my email address, so send it to me.
Okay. Kev, I know you guys are working on a kind of video, a sort of video tutorial that tries to, you and Simon, working on a video that tries to teach people how to get traffic for e-commerce. I think something like that. So
yeah, yeah, we are. We're going to be working on some training. Once we've got access to the Bezop platform and we can sort of run through it and how it all works and how you upload products and everything else, we'll obviously create in-depth tutorials for that. But beyond just normal tutorials for the actual software itself, there'll be also, as we, the thing with internet marketing is it moves at such a fast pace, doesn't it? So we need to make sure that we keep on top of how things develop, and we're always updating the training. So it'll be an ongoing thing that as long as we're involved with a project, we'll be making sure that the users of Bezop are as informed with, how we're driving traffic to our stores, and Kevin's driving them to his. We're going to be passing that information on to the community.
Yeah, and we've just finished actually writing a report on the very basics and where e-commerce is going from now into the future, and all that. So it's exciting enough. We're both Simon and I were focusing on from the very basics right up to the advanced levels. So anybody will be able to get in and look at the videos, look at the tutorials, look at the reports and everything. So it will be releasing out shortly, and we'll give it to everybody within Bezop.
One of the questions he's asking about, we were here about the video coming and then it's not coming yet. One thing, guys, you have to understand is that, as we're developing a video, if we change anything in that video, that means the timings are off. That means, it creates all kinds of things that then have to be addressed. So bear with us. We did get the product out in a very quick time. We are, we'll get these videos out. You're going to be seeing a whole bunch of stuff coming out as it makes sense to roll it out. The thing you got to understand is that everybody's working. We're not sitting around and we're not, by now everybody should realize we're the real deal. We're not going anywhere. We're building a tremendous product that is, is going to, because of the type of product it is and because of the fact that it's free, just the feature set that's in it, how easy it is to use, we think that there's going to be a lot of people that end up migrating to it. And so this team is very dedicated. It's working its butt off. Think about it. There have been plenty of times when you guys have reached out to us on the weekends and it's not gone without an answer, which means there's somebody working. So we're pretty much working around the clock, even through the weekends. So we're taking it real serious.
Sorry, I can say this about the video as well, just to touch on what you were saying there, Derek. The video, there were some changes that needed to be made to it, which have been made. And just before I jumped on this call, the final edited HD version is actually being uploaded as we speak. And I was told that because it's such a large file, it's taking quite a while to upload, but it will be imminent, like it's coming anytime now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's an impressive video, so you'll be very.
We've had I mean, we've
You
had.
guys got the inside scoop. The video is imminent.
Yeah, I mean, for this video, I mean, we've had drones flying over London. I mean, we've really pushed the boat out of this. It's really, when you see it, I think you're going to be really impressed.
That's awesome.
It's a great video.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's 2:57.
I think we have time for just about one more.
All right. Do we have another question out here? We got time for one more question. Who wants to be the bringer of the last question? Anybody? One final question. Anybody?
No one. So we may just have to
Nope. Doesn't looks like. Oh, here we go. No, thank you for your time. All right, guys. All right, we'll wrap it with that. Anybody want to make any final comments before we sign off? No? All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for participating. It's actually been a pretty good group. Lots of really good questions. We appreciate it. It'll help us to generate a pretty nice video out of this for people to catch the replay. And, we will look forward to the next one that we do. And meanwhile, you've got the news. Video is imminent. That's awesome. And you also got the secret scoop on the fact that the testnet's in work. So that's pretty cool. So with that, I guess we'll sign off and say goodbye to everybody. Have a great Sunday afternoon and have an awesome week ahead of you.
Take care, guys.
All right, guys. See you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. We'll see you. See you again.